how the great one will be cemented forever. Roy Halladay, one of the latest entrants into the Hall of Fame. We are happy to be joined by one of his former teammates and friend, AJ Burnett. AJ, thank you so much for doing this with us. Firstly, simple question. When you found out that Doc was going into the Hall of Fame, what did you feel?
Well, I mean, I kind of knew it was going to happen. I think the baseball world knew it was going to happen. Anybody that knew Doc knew it was going to happen. So just really happy for him, for his family, for Brandy, Braden, and Ryan. Just, you know, it was a special thing, and not many people can say it, but he definitely earned everything. That's for sure.
You know, AJ, you said nothing about his career ever really caught you by surprise, so obviously this moment isn't either. But did you ever have a conversation with Roy about his career numbers potentially leading to Cooperstown?
He wasn't that kind of teammate. You know, Roy would never talk about Roy. Roy would try to talk about what I needed to make AJ better.
AJ, you wrote after his passing that when you came to Toronto, you considered yourself an animal-like of a pitcher, but then you saw Doc pitching, he was a different type of animal. Describe what you meant by that and what made him so special on the mound and so different from other big-game pitchers.
Well, when I first came in, I thought of being a fierce guy on the mound, meaning I had to intimidate everybody, like with, you know, the way I looked, the way I threw, or not the way I threw, I'm sorry, the way I looked, the way I carried myself, you know, how they viewed me from the batter's box. But when I got around Doc, he was mentally fierce.
AJ, you wrote after his passing that when you came to Toronto, you considered yourself an animal-like of a pitcher, but then you saw Doc pitching, he was a different type of animal. Describe what you meant by that and what made him so special on the mound and so different from other big-game pitchers.
Well, when I first came in, I thought of being a fierce guy on the mound, meaning I had to intimidate everybody, like with, you know, the way I looked, the way I threw, or not the way I threw, I'm sorry, the way I looked, the way I carried myself, you know, how they viewed me from the batter's box. But when I got around Doc, he was mentally fierce. You know, like he made hitters scared by being mentally tougher than them. And don't get me wrong, this guy was one of the nicest. You know, always had a smile on his face. And we all know when it came to work time, he was working. He was a fierce competitor, but his was up here, and that's when I learned being around Doc is just how to be that animal mentally, how to deal with things mentally to make you that much more of a fierce competitor, that much more of an edge over your hitters. And that's what he was all about. That was Doc.
And that mental edge can take you so much further. And AJ, how was he able to block that out? Because you'd imagine that that's a skill that he just sort of innately had and was able to use to his benefit his whole career.
I think Doc just accepted himself for who he was. It's hard for a lot of people to do, I think. Not even just because of baseball players, but I think everybody in the world, you know. But Doc knew what his purpose was.
Do you have a particular memory? Because again, you know, growing up, you know, I wasn't doing this then. I was a fan watching Doc Halladay, and it felt like we were kind of we weren't really as privy to his life as maybe we're learning about now. Do you have a particular memory that stands out with you and him that you carry with you?
Well, I have two, actually. I posted a picture the other day, or yesterday, on Instagram, and it's a picture of me about to hug Doc after he won his 20th game, and I sat on 18 with 3 more starts left. We were both on 18, we both had 3 starts left, and Doc pulled out 20, and you can see my grin as I reached the hug, and I'm like, you know, you SOB, you know, and he just looked straight at me, and he was like, man, you should have gotten 20. And that's what this dude said on the mound. After getting the ball back from the catcher, after winning 20, about to hug me saying, you should have gotten 20. I'll never forget that. That's Doc. You know, he didn't even think about what he just did. He was like thinking about, you know, somebody else, you know, shocker. And the other thing was, you know, I've told this before, was after my last start in Toronto when I thanked him. And I said, thanks, you know, for everything that you've done for me. And he was like, no, man, I want to thank you. And, you know, and that just made the wheels just start spinning. And, you know, what are you thanking me for? You know, you Roy Halladay. I didn't do nothing. You helped me. And he told me that I really helped him get back to enjoying his 5 days in between his starts, his relaxing,